Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. My name is Israel Michael, and you're welcome to the 5 days free online bootcamp from Logtech. And today is day 3, and we are looking at ethical hacking. So, in our last class, yesterday and the day before yesterday, we understood ethical hacking methodologies, and we also carried out a practical lab yesterday. We did an in-depth scan, and also we did some reconnaissance using tools like Google Docs, using tools like the OSINT framework, and also exploit DB. And for the active scanning, we were able to use Nmap, and I showed us how to install the Nmap application on your Windows computer. Now, today, we're going to focus more on the active scanning, all right, so that we can have a proper understanding. And then tomorrow, we are going to weaponize what we have gathered, all right, and we are going to launch our first attack by tomorrow. So today, we are still going to be looking at the Nmap tool, all right, and how to use it and the different type of scans in Nmap. So I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. Sorry about that technical glitch. I believe you can all hear me now. So we had to work on the audio, some microphone glitches there, but so sorry. So I believe you can all hear me. So I would like to somebody make a comment on the platform that you can hear me so that I can go ahead. I believe you can all hear me. So if you can hear me, please let me know if you can hear me. Can you all hear me? All right, that's fine. So thank you very, very much. And we are good to go. So now I'll be sharing my screen with you. Okay, so I was talking about Nmap, and right now I just scanned, you know, my gateway. Okay, so like I said, if you go to Nmap, you would simply just on the command input field, you just type in your, your command. In this case, I did Nmap, then space dash capital P and small n, and then my target's IP, like I showed us yesterday. Don't forget. So the same every command I type in my Kali machine, you would come in here and type in that same command verbatim, back to back, and you have the same result as I'm having. But in your own case, you may have to type in a domain name if you don't have the IP of your target. All right. So going over to my Kali Linux machine at the moment. So I have a Kali machine here. And like I said, the Nmap in my Kali machine is a command line based tool, whereas the one you install on your computer is a GUI based Nmap, which is called Zenmap. So I have a Kali machine here, and I have another machine, which is an FTP server. All right. An FTP server is simply a machine that you can log into, and it contains files, and you can also use FTP to manage the files in that server. So I have that server over here. um it's mostly just a blank command line server. All right, so if I simply do ls is a command in Linux to simply say you want to you maybe see what is there, stuff like that. Okay, so in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to attack this machine using my Kali Linux machine. All right, so now I'm going over to my Kali machine. So don't forget that this black screen machine is our target, while whereas Kali, on the other hand, is what I'll be using to be attacking these machines. So I'll just simply split my screen to two. In this case, I can divide the screen to two this way. I can keep Kali on one end. All right, keep Kali on one end. And also on the other end, my metasploitable machine, I can keep it on the other end. All right, so here we go. Just a moment, trying to arrange everything to be uniform so that you can all flow with me. All right, so I have on my screen here two screens basically. I have my meta machine on this hand, and on this other hand, I have my Kali machine. All right. Okay, so we are good to go. Now, over here, just a moment. So on my left hand side is my Kali, on my right is the machine I want to target. Okay, so I have two machines in front of me, my Kali machine and the victim machine I'm attacking. So right now we are using Kali to scan metasploitable machine, which I also call my FTP server. So going on, first of all, I have to check my IP address. So on my Kali, I'm checking for my IP address, and over here I can see that I have this IP over here, 10.0.2.6, and my machine in my FTP server, if you look at INET address to my right, there is 10.0.2.7. Okay, so I'm going to be attacking using this target IP. So going on, I would simply ping that IP first to check if this device is alive or not. So I would say ping 10.0.2, okay, .7, and of course it's responding to me and we are good to go. I will hit enter and that's fine. Okay, so Control C to stop the scan, and I would clear my screen. Now, going over to Nmap, follow me carefully. Every command I type in, please make sure you put it down because your project will be based on this. So now Nmap, like I said, it's a tool. in my Kali, and I'll only be using the tool via the command line. In your own case, you have the GUI. In that command input field, do what to type in every command there that I type in. What you're going to be changing is your target address. If I'm targeting an IP such as 10.0.2.7, you will be targeting a domain name, maybe google.com, something like that. All right. So now Nmap dash capital P and small n. We explained that capital P and small n using Nmap simply means that you are trying to probe a device, a target device, to know all the open ports on that target device. So in this case, I'm going to be calling up, let's say, for example, before I scan up the server, let me just scan logtech first of all. Okay, so I can just say logtechng.com, and I'll hit enter, and it's going to run the scan, and of course it's going to give me all the available ports on the logtech server. Then I would come back to focus my teaching on this particular server on my screen right here. So it's scanning logtechng.com, and you can see it shows you the date for today and roughly the time, but I think my time is a different time zone. So just a moment, sometimes it takes a little while, but I can open a new tab, right? And while that one is going on the other end over here, I can run this. So let's see whether it has picked up. It's still loading. So over here, I can just simply say nmap. Now let me focus on the server. Dash capital P and small n, and my server's IP 10.0.2.7. And it's going to load up. And as you can see, I have all the servers, all the services and the port numbers, okay, that are opened on my target server. In this case, port 21 is open, 22 is open, 23 is open, 24 is open, 53 is open, port 80 is open, and so on and so forth. So in this case, we've seen that dash capital P and small n is to probe all, or is to probe a target device to get all open ports on that device. Now, the next I'm going to do at the moment is to, show us some other kind of scans you can do with Nmap. For example, let's say I want to discover, like I said yesterday, what is the version of this FTP? Okay, because to know a vulnerability, you have to check sometimes its version. Okay, because sometimes in versions you find vulnerabilities, you find weaknesses. So I'm going to say, okay, over here, nmap space dash small s and capital V. All right, and then let's say dash small p. Now in nmap, dash small p simply means port number. Okay, that means I want to scan a particular port. Dash small s and capital V simply means service version. So the small s means service, the capital V means version. The small p simply means port. So if I say nmap dash small s and capital V, simply means I want to carry out a scan that would give me the service version. But now that is not a complete statement yet. So service version of what? Space now, and then dash P, which means the actual port number that that service is running on. So if you look at my server over here, there are several open ports, and I want to know what version, okay, of service is on port 21, all right, which is FTP, right? So I simply call the port number 21. You can see under here port 21. So scroll down and I'll put in space 21, and then I would now have to type in my target's address, either its IP or its domain name. In your own case, you may have to type in an IP or a domain name. It depends on what you're targeting. All right. So I can just simply type in my target's IP. In this case, this black screen server over here. Okay. And I'll press enter, and it's going to load up. And as you can see, the version of FTP on port 21, all right, is VSFTPD 2.3.4. All right. So now we know that this is the version of FTP on this server, particularly port 21. And yesterday, I showed you guys that you can go to exploit DB and you can simply copy this version information and go there on exploit DB, all right, and paste it there, and you would see if this version of FTP has a vulnerability or not. Now, if it has a vulnerability, then you can now carry out your hack. But don't worry, chill, calm down. We are going to get to that point. So, going on, what if I want to only carry out a scan that can tell me if there's a particular port on a given device? I can just simply say, okay, nmap dash capital P and small n, but now space and then dash small p, and then I can call in my targets. Sorry, dash small p, don't forget it's port number, and then I'll call 21 and space and over here, and I'm going to hit enter. So this scan now will show me that, okay, it's only probing port 21 for me. But now what if I want to check on a server to know if there is a range of ports, okay, that are available on that server? I can do it this way. I can say, okay, nmap dash capital P and small n dash small p. Now, don't forget that small p is for just ports. Then I can say 21 to 80. What this is going to do is that it's going to scan this server and it's only going to give me results for port numbers within the range of 21 to 80. So here now I am having a focus of particular ports I'm looking out for. So I want to see, is there any port number within the range of 21 down to 80? So space out and then my targets information. And right now, as you can see, it streamlined the scan to just 21 down to where? Down to 80. So 21, 22, 23, 25, 53, and 80. Don't forget, it's very, very important. Like I said, that your projects are based on this. Okay, so going on, another thing is, what if, let's say, I want to run a scan, but this time I want to know, okay, this server that I'm currently scanning, what is the operating system that this server is running with? I have to be sure, because like I said, you need to know what you're dealing with for you to be able to deal with it. The deal is in the detail. So now I need to know, okay, this server, this FTP server that I'm currently scanning, what is its operating system? Is it Android? Is it Linux? Is it Windows? Is it Mac OS? What is it? Okay, let's find out. So nmap dash and then capital O. Now capital O, okay, simply means operating system. Now what it does is that it detects, or sometimes it gives you the best guess of the operating system of your target device. So I will say nmap space dash capital O and then type in my target's IP. And if I hit enter, it's scanning, and here we go. We can see that, okay, this machine is running, as you can see, is running Linux 2.6.x, and it gave us a possible, OS version. It says within 2.6.9 down to 2.6.33. So in this case, you can see that our server is basically a Linux server. All right, a Linux server. So now, another thing we're going to do, okay, before I go over to the next phase of scanning, is we are also going to check, okay, port 21 that we're focusing on. Is it vulnerable or not? How do you get your vulnerability report? Or how do you use Nmap to ascertain that a port has a weakness or not? Very interesting. Follow me carefully. Now, Nmap has what we call script engines. So you don't have to write a code by yourself, but you can actually employ some codes to work for you. All right. So in this case, I'm going to employ a script that is embedded in Nmap engine, and it's going to run and give me info if port 21 of this server is vulnerable or not. Before I go on, let's check our previous scan on Logtech if it is done. And as you can see, yes, for Logtech, it gave us that, okay, on Logtech server, port 80 and 443 is open. So Nmap can work on real servers out there in far distances. Doesn't matter where they are. Okay, with Nmap, you can reach servers, and as long as you have internet connection, you'll be able to get across to them. Okay, so back to our focus. Now we're going to do a scan, a vulnerability scan using Nmap to ascertain if a port is vulnerable or not. So I will say Nmap this time, and there is an argument to call up an Nmap script, which is double dash scripts. Okay, is the argument. But now the question now is what kind of script, because Nmap has a lot of scripts. So now what kind of script do I want to employ under Nmap? You put the equal sign and then you say VULN, which is vuln, which means vulnerability. Okay, so it's a script that scans for vulnerabilities on a target device. And I'll give an answer and I'll say dash P. Dash P means what? Port number. Dash small p means port number. And I'll call up the actual port number I'm targeting. And then space. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call up the actual IP, okay, of my target device. So in this case, 10.0.2.7. All right. And I'll hit enter. And right now, my scanning is happening live, and would know if this port is vulnerable or not. So I'm going to maximize my Kali screen so that we can have the full view of everything. So I'm going to scroll upwards, and as you can see, we have the scan here for port 21. FTP is open, of course, and there's a problem here. So that FTP vs FTPD backdoor, it is vulnerable, and it shows us, it states that of course it is exploitable, somebody can break through it, and we can see the dates, all right, when somebody actually broke through for the first time, okay, or when somebody reported that they were able to break through. And we can see that if somebody breaks through, they will be able to have root privileges. That is terrible. Now, in systems, root simply means the overall power. That means if somebody hacks your server, and if your server is running with VSFTPD 2.3.4, they can hack into your device and they would have administrator's privilege. That means they will be able to sack any other person on that server. They will be able to do whatever they want to do. And of course, in our next class tomorrow, we are going to carry out this hack, and you will see how to actually break through a vulnerable port and gain control over that server. Now, before we go, I want to show you another tool called Wireshark. Now, this tool called Wireshark is a packet analysis or inspection tool. It is used to checkmate traffics in a network. So in this case, I want to demonstrate to you why I said that FTP, particularly VSFTPD, is vulnerable. Because if somebody is in the same network with you, they would be able, okay, to actually see what you are typing into your server. All right, now follow me carefully. So let me show you something carefully. Just stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. Don't go anywhere. So right now, once again, I'm going to ping my FTP server 10.0.2.7, and the server is responding to me. The server is active. Okay, so I'm going to try to log in into this server. Now, let's assume that I am the administrator of that FTP server, let's say for XYZ company. All right. And as the admin, I want to log into the server and do a couple of things. So regularly, I'll just simply go to my machine and I'll say FTP. How do you log into your FTP server? This is the command: FTP space 10.0.2.7. All right, your target IP, in this case, my server. And I'll hit enter. Okay, and now as the admin, I have the password to my server, right? I would type in the username and password to log into my server. Of course, MSF admin is the username, and then I'll type in the password. By the way, the password does not show on the screen, but don't worry. And right now, as you can see, it says login successful. I have logged into my server. Now, what I would do next at the moment is to go around the server and see what and what is in this server. So if I do pwd, it's a command in Linux to know where you are in a given device. So if I hit enter, right now I'm in a folder called MSF admin. And if I run ls, I can see that, okay, it only has a folder here called vulnerable. I can make another folder. I can make a folder inside this location. I can say, okay, mkdir, and I can say maybe secured, or let's say confidentials. Let's call it confidentials. And so I've made a folder. If I ls now, you can see that I now have a new folder in my server called confidential. And if I actually go into this my Linux server, okay, this on my right hand side, the black screen on my right, and I do ls, you can see that there's a folder there called confidential and vulnerable. So that's fine. So now I'm going to log out of this server. So this is what the admin does every day. But now one day, an attacker visits this company to actually break through their server, and he does not have the password, but he wants to log into the server and see what they have there. What is he going to do? There are a lot of things that the attacker can do, but one of them is this, and I'll show you tonight. It's a very simple way to gain access into a server, particularly an FTP server. Now, in this case, follow me carefully, and don't forget, this is just for educational purposes only. I'll clear my screen, and over here, okay, there's a tool in my Kali called Wireshark. Like I said, Wireshark is a tool for analyzing packets, inspecting traffic, and all that. So I would simply type in the command Wireshark. Okay, Wireshark, and I hit enter. By the way, you can actually install Wireshark as a normal GUI tool in your Windows computer. All you have to do is go to the website and then download the app. Okay, that's fine. But don't worry, it's not our focus. I'm just showing you how weak FTP can be. Okay, so now once you're in the Wireshark environment, you look out for this button called ETS0. You double click it, and it opens up, its environment. So right now, Wireshark is listening. As you can see over here, there's a caption here that says capturing from ETH0. So the interface of my Kali machine right now is listening, or is monitoring my network and checking, is there any packet, is there any information moving in my network, is there any data traveling, is there anybody communicating in this environment? Right now, there is no communication yet. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'll go to my Kali machine, of course, my Kali terminal, and I'm going to, kind of ping my server. So if I ping my server right now, if I say ping 10.0.2.7 and I hit enter, right now it is pinging. And as it is pinging, if I go to my Wireshark, you will see that my Wireshark right now is capturing, the ping communication. As you can see over here, you can see 10.0.2.7, 10.0.2.6, and you can see that right now my Wireshark can see the communication between my server and my Kali machine. Okay, that's powerful, very, very important. Now, I'm going to stop the pinging from my Kali machine. Follow me carefully. Okay. And now, as the admin of my server, I will try to want to log in. But when I try to log in, that communication of logging in, Wireshark is going to still be capturing it as well. And in communication with my server, I will type in the login details to log in. And Wireshark is going to capture it. Why? Because FTP communications are not secured. Though some companies still use FTP. That's the painful part. But believe me, any company using FTP, you have to advise them that FTP is not good for them. Okay? It can be easily broken. So over here, I'm going to clear my screen so that you can have clear view. And I'm going to try to log in using FTP to my server 2.7. Enter. As you can see, it is asking me for password. I'll type in the username and password, MSF admin, and then password MSF admin. Right now, I've logged in, right? And if I do ls, I can see, my folders there, confidential and vulnerable. I can even enter into confidential. Now, look at this. Everything I'm doing, Wireshark is capturing it, and you will see the information. Okay? So confidential. And I'm there. So now if I do PWD, I can see that right now I'm in confidential. Now let's go to Wireshark and see the edits. Okay, so in Wireshark over here, you can see that it has captured a lot of information. Okay, so there's a tab here called the display filter. All I have to do is type in FTP and hit enter. As you can see, only FTP communications are now showing. All right. And all I have to do maybe is click on the first record of traffic over here. Right, click on it and look for a button called follow. And under follow, there's a button called TCP stream. Click on it and I can see, whoa, I can see everything that I typed in. Look at this. Username, MSF admin, password, MSF admin. I see that right now. And then I can also see what I did. The list command, ls is called the list command. If I close this and maybe still come down, I can even see when I actually went into confidential. Look at it, it's over here. Click on this, right click, and then follow TCP stream, and boom, I can see when my device, okay, was able to go into confidential. That CD simply means change working directory into confidential. And look at this, the PWD command that I ran, it also saw it. And look at this, it showed what the server even answered me, saying that I am right now in confidential folder. So showing that FTP is a vulnerable. So right now I'm going to close my sharing of screen. I'm going back to my studio at the moment, and I believe you may have some questions, you may have some things you need clarity on at the moment. It's not a problem. So what you have to do is please drop your comments, your questions on the platform, and definitely we are going to get across to you. Now, I'm seeing the question that says, if FTP is not safe, which one is safe at this point? Yes, good question. Now, of course, FTP is not safe, okay? But there is an improved version, all right, for FTP that can be used. It is called SFTP, which means SSH FTP. Okay, so to know more about it, maybe you can go on and look into it. It's a more secured FTP. Actually, it's an FTP with an extra layer of security on it. Okay, so if your company must use FTP, let them use SFTP instead of just FTP. FTP, though several companies still use it, but believe me, it is terrible at the moment. It is crackable, breakable any day, anytime by even newbies in ethical hacking. So it's very, very important to know this. So at this point, we are going to stop right now, all right? And we are going to continue tomorrow we are going to go into exploitation. We are going to exploit ports. We are going to go into gaining access, cracking things. That means even though I don't know the password of a server, we can still hack through it. In this case, we don't even need password. We can still hack through. And tomorrow I'll be showing you how it works. My name is Israel Michael, and this is the LogTech 5 days free online bootcamp training. We'll continue again 7 p.m. tomorrow, same time tomorrow by evening.